welcome to the BullCast podcast. I'm Katie Pickler, and with me today is Court Winsett.
Hello, Katie.
Hello, 2026.
Hello, 2026. Wow.
How did that happen?
We hardly knew ye. That's got to be the fastest I've ever had a year pass by in my life.
I believe it when people say that your years go by faster and faster, especially when kids come to the equation. I don't know where this year went. I really don't. How are we already here?
I don't like to think about it much because, think of all the things that I might have missed. Who knows? I must have been playing on fast forward or something because it was crazy. But hey, if you're listening to us today, it's New Year's Day. If you're downloading us on our normal
launch day.
Yeah, launch day. You're either thriving or recovering. Either way, welcome to you.
That's another thing that's, your New Year's change. It's before it's like, oh, what is your outfit going to be? Where are you going? What are you doing? And now it's like, let's just do something low key. I had somebody the other day tell me, oh, the parent hack. You find the ball dropping in different locations, and that's what you tell your kids. Oh, it's midnight. Mm-hmm. This year it was their babies. Like, probably have a couple of more years where I really have to worry about that.
You probably can't really start tricking them with the early ball drop until they're what, like 3 or 4 maybe?
Probably.
It's got to be before they know how to read the clock, but, after they're aware of what New Year's actually is.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Court, start singing.
No, I will not.
You don't want to sing?
No, I do not. Absolutely not. At least not when I'm put on the spot. Listen, this is going to be another just welcome to the new year episode. We're not going to dig into anything too deep here today. We're just going to talk about a few things that are coming up in the next year. But as you mentioned, trying to get me to sing, we thought we would kick it off with a little discussion about that song that everybody sings to bring in the new year, which I'm not going to sing.
The Auld Lang Syne.
Auld Lang Syne.
Auld Lang Syne.
The whole should old acquaintance be forgot, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, Scottish song written by poet Robert Burns in the late 1700s. The phrase roughly means old, long since, or time gone by.
Okay.
It's about remembering friendships, honoring shared experiences, and carrying the good forward and not clinging to the past. You learn from the past, but you can't go, oh, I should have done this year. I should have done that this year. Try and move forward on, what can you do this year? What's going to be new? It's one of the only New Year's traditions that isn't loud, flashy, or goal-driven. I like that. So what's one thing from 2025 you're grateful for?
Oh, that thing. That thing with the people. How about you?
That thing with the people.
Yep. You know the one. That thing.
I mean,
with the people.
Mine's easy. It's my boys.
Oh, okay.
I did.
My wife and kids.
No, I seriously, I thought about that the other day. It's, I freaked out when I found out it was twins. I still at least twice a week go, really? I have 2 of them? It's like, how did this happen? But now I can't imagine not having one of them. Like if there'd only been one of them. So yeah, love them to pieces, obviously.
Yeah.
So obviously lots of good things happened. Lots of troublesome things happened. Lots of challenging things happened for everybody. Like you think about that within 1 year, we're so hyper-focused on what's the next step. Even in a client meeting, I started thinking about this, is that we talk about, oh, okay, you went on that trip or your kid graduated or this happened. It's like, okay, so what's next?
Okay, so I don't want to sound too down on just society and or humanity because that's not what this podcast episode is about. But yeah, you can get wrapped up in sort of a goal-driven mindset where everything is about what is the next goal. And whether that's to keep you going in life because you just need that motivation, or if it's because you're just an extraordinarily competitive person. And not to sound cliche, but sometimes it does help if you will occasionally stop and smell the roses.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
Because you just get hyper-focused on it was a bad year because one bad thing happened. Or it's just because you're ending the year bad. Doesn't mean the entire year was a wash. And so I do like this time of year when people have kind of recounted everything they did over the year and really take a look to reflect, but then also think ahead.
Yeah, one of the things that we talk about in this business is the rolling average, the 20-day rolling average, the 60-day rolling average, the 12-month rolling average. People graph out all this stuff, and it kind of gives you this sense that time is never ending and that time is just going to keep going on and on and on. And you don't have set periods that you can sort of start new or start fresh.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of us, the way that we function, we do very much live our lives by a calendar year. There are two main calendar years that I think people think of when they think of calendar years. A lot of parents with school-age children and or school-age children think of the calendar year is somewhere around, say, July 31 through June 30. You know, July 31, somewhere in June or July, that's where their summer starts. And then they go all the way around through the end of May or the end of June the next year, which is when their school year ends. And, you know, everything is sort of centered around when is school, when is summer break, when is Christmas break. And so the year kind of reflects that. Whereas when you're older and you're not so concerned with the school year, we tend to think of things in terms of January through December. January through December 2025 is over. January through December 2026 has not yet come.
Yep.
But we do have some things to look forward to in 2026. So let's talk about the big things that are coming up.
The big events.
Yeah. Here in the U.S., we've got 3 biggies this year.
3 big ones.
Yeah. That first one.
So the Winter Olympics in Milan, Italy. It's not in the U.S. It's in Italy.
No, yeah, that's my bad.
3 big events that us in the States are looking forward to,
Yes.
even if they do not reside in the States.
Precisely.
So we have the Winter Olympics. We're already starting to have commercials everywhere. February 6th to the 22nd, Team USA. So that's why we're participating. You know, at age 42, Lindsey Vonn has come out of retirement to compete in her final Olympics after overcoming numerous injuries. That's actually the commercial I saw was Lindsey and ScarJo. And they're sitting there and they're talking about, like, they're sharing like, oh, here's this scar, here's that scar. And it's flashing to like Scarlett Johansson's injuries while like filming. And then Lindsey's with different like acts with her sport. So it's cute.
Yeah. I haven't
seen that one. And then I saw like Caitlyn Jenner's got a lot of promo with Lululemon. Like there's a lot of stuff already brewing around the Olympics. And in fact, I knew this was coming up and I ambitiously put on a calendar about 6 months ago that we're doing an office Olympics. Now, we'll see how that goes because that time period is pretty busy around here, but maybe we will take a spell for a while and do some office Olympics.
I mean, you know, we have done office Olympics in the past. I didn't participate. I was not in the office the day that it happened for some reason, but I do remember them happening. And it was probably around the time that normal Olympics were happening, either summer or winter. I can't recall which. Anyway, I mean, you know, it could be fun, it could be silly, whatever. But the Olympics are always a big hit, I think, for everyone. I think I follow more avidly the Winter Olympics than I do the Summer Olympics. There are more events that I can kind of, you know, sorry to people who just love watching the track events, but there's only so many times I can watch people run around in a circle. Yeah. So the Olympics were a big deal in school, so I think everybody gets behind it. And it is your, you know, country's pride and something that it's a different thing for small talk with people instead of just how's the weather or the upcoming holiday. It's like, did you check the Olympics out? Did you see what Lindsey Vonn did? Or did you see what Snoop Dogg did? Because, you know, Snoop Dogg's back involved again. Is he really? I hadn't heard that.
I believe so. I'm pretty sure Snoop is like stuck with the Olympics now.
Okay. All right.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Sounds great.
Okay, so what else is happening besides the Olympics?
Well, I think the next big thing, just in chronological order, would be our America 250 celebration starts this July 4th. This July 4th, 2026 will be exactly 250 years since July 4th of 1776, which of course is the famous date of the Declaration of Independence. And so we are celebrating our 250th year as a nation. Things kick off on July 4th, and it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be a whole thing.
It's going to be all year celebration. We're actually going to do an entire episode just on the 250th for America.
Awesome.
But that's really cool because you think about the Olympics already brings about a lot of American pride and a lot of patriotism. This is going to be quadruple that with it being the 250 as well. And I did want to go back. Snoop Dogg is official Coach Snoop, serving as Team USA's first ever honorary coach for the Winter Olympics.
Fantastic.
So, yes, Snoop is going to keep it entertaining.
All right.
Okay, the last one. Did they actually say FIFA?
FIFA. Yeah. The FIFA
World Cup.
It's happening here in the United States and in the two bordering countries that we have, USA, Canada, and Mexico. It is 48 teams, and it will be, as far as the globe is concerned, it will be the single biggest cultural event of the year, unless something massively like catastrophic or something like that happens. I mean, I'm just saying.
Hold your tongue.
As far as the globe is concerned, football, or soccer, as we call it, is a huge sport, and the FIFA World Cup only happens every 4 years, kind of like the Olympics, and all of the countries get in on the play. And
that's crazy that it's all happening this year.
All of it's happening this year. It's like they just wanted to wait and have it all go at once. So
250 years ago, they knew, okay, let's do this math here. So it's going to be this.
We know that FIFA doesn't even exist yet, but we need.
Well, no, because if they had really done it, then it would have been that the Olympic Games were in the States, obviously.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, see, yeah. And I think that's where I got confused. I guess it's 2028 when we are hosting the Summer Olympics.
We are.
We're just not hosting the Winter Olympics. So those are the three biggies. You got any other big events that you have any more kids this year?
No. I need to survive the two I have.
Okay.
They turn 1 this year. That's a big deal.
Yeah. No, coming up in April.
Yeah. So, okay, switching to the good luck, because typically when you talk about New Year's, what is the things you talk about? You talk about your traditions that you do, and then you're already looking ahead to what's going to be happening with your resolutions.
Yeah. When I was a kid, we didn't talk about, here, do this for good luck for the new year. There was none of that in my family when I was growing up, that I recall anyway. It's definitely been something that I've been introduced to significantly as an adult. My wife probably first, and then lots of other people. There are all kinds of traditions out there. For that day one, January 1st, today, people, if you're listening on January 1st, good luck charms or good luck whatever.
That has been instilled in me since, I guess, my whole life, and the boys will have to do it as well. So today, on January 1, having black-eyed peas.
Yes.
For good fortune.
Yeah.
Greens. So collards, mustard greens, whatever it may be. That is money.
Mm-hmm.
Cornbread is gold. Cornbread is one that I haven't heard as much, but definitely black-eyed peas and greens. But I have all three of these. Pork is moving forward, because pigs root forward with their snouts moving into the new year, unlike chickens that scratch backwards.
Well, I don't care.
Now,
I'm
you
still
can't
having
have
chicken.
I'm
having chicken on New Year's.
You don't want to eat the pork to move forward, because then it would make you move backwards, because you would not do well with that.
No, that wouldn't be good.
Noodles, I don't know this one.
I hadn't heard it
Long
either.
life.
Yeah.
And fish is abundance.
Yeah. And then I was forced to do another one last year that I absolutely, for reasons that we will not get into, I really detested this, but I had to on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, it's like right after midnight on New Year's Eve day, I had to get under a table and eat some grapes. And I hate grapes, and I just felt like an absolute buffoon getting under a table and eating grapes. But I was forced to do it by a child. So
I've heard that one. So I do the black-eyed peas, greens, and cornbread and pork. But my neighbors got us on to, about 3 years ago, they at midnight or the next day, like a lot of times it's a little bit at midnight, and then the next day they eat, I always say this the wrong way, sauerkraut. Is that right? Yeah, sauerkraut.
Yeah. No,
they always eat that, which they cook it in their garage because it smells awful.
Yeah.
But they started us on that, and I always hated it, but however she cooks it, it's not bad.
Well, I would forego the sauerkraut. I only need so much good luck in my life, and I feel like with eating some black-eyed peas and climbing under a table and eating grapes and fish and noodles, and then having some greens, I'm gonna put on weight just trying to have some good luck. It's crazy.
Good luck, money.
Why can't there be like, hey, here's your good luck bowl of ice cream? Something delicious and not so unfun to eat.
My mom does make so turnip greens we're just not fans of them. My dad says he likes them, but he puts so much chow and stuff on that and hot sauce, you can't really taste them. So she created it would be like a spinach casserole, but it's greens instead. And so it's like that with mushroom and cheese and like cream mushroom soup. Like it's so good. You don't. She for us adults, she learned how to sneak the greens in, but it counts. It's the money.
Okay, this next topic is one that we actually literally have talked about every single year since we started doing this podcast. So we're just gonna give it very, very short shrift. That's the resolutions. Do them, don't do them. Stick to them, don't stick to them. Go look back at our past episodes if you want some pointers on how to.
Yeah.
But keep it realistic and, have fun with it. Don't make it something that's just going to make you miserable, because then you're bumming yourself out on like day one of the new year. Do you really want to have to start something that you're going to hate on day one of the new year? So give yourself a little grace there. And moving on.
Well, I will say that, just keep your expectations realistic, because it's true. It's not fun to set yourself up for failure. And so why is it that it's a reset on January 1? Why don't you just say, hey, I want to start doing this? And it's because it's a random Tuesday. But yeah, enjoy your day, have your food, whatever it may be. Start a new tradition, like Court said, and eat your ice cream. And then just continue to live each day thinking like, hey, what should I be doing? And maybe don't buy into the resolution things if it hasn't been a benefit for you. But some people I know live and die by that, and they love it. And so keep doing what you want to do. So what's ahead for BullCast? So in 2026, we are continuing to do this. You've got, over the years, our team has kind of shifted what we're talking about, things like that. But at the core, we're still wanting to be about personal finance, to give you some information, to really touch on what's going on. So we're hitting a big milestone this year. We're going to hit episode 300. 300 episodes that we've delivered to you every Thursday.
That's an episode every single week for 300 weeks. We have not missed a week yet.
Whew.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. I really thought we were going to be in trouble when I was on maternity leave, but we made it work. We did it. So we're going to be celebrating, and more of that information to share soon. We're going to go back to some more practical episodes. One thing we're doing more this year is promising to be more about personal finance, make simple. We're going to go back to the basics. We're going to kind of re-record some of the episodes we've done previously and just put new spins on it, maybe even shorten some of them, because as we've said before, some of those first episodes have a lot of meat to them, but they're long and it's because at our comfort level, we weren't comfortable enough at that point to really concise a lot of information. So we want to redo some of those basics, like, some of the stocks and the bonds and different aspects like that, basic financial aspects that everyone should really know.
Well, plus, when I start a new podcast, if I find a new podcast I want to listen to, I do like to go back to the beginning and listen from the beginning. But 300, going back 300 episodes, that's a lot. And you're not going to catch up on that one for a while. So redoing some topics is not bad for people who are just picking us up now. And we've got a little bit more experience and can hopefully make them a little bit more worth people's while. Maybe not necessarily more worth your while, but it will not bore you, even if you've been a listener since day one, because we'll put a new twist on it for sure.
And we're going to do some more short, helpful, like, hey, send this to your buddy about this, about that, but also some timely updates. Starting January 1, starting today, there are some new updates to 529 plans, education accounts. And so we're going to do an episode really explaining that. So we're going to try and have it where, complementing some of the other communications we do, the different newsletters, the emails, bulletins, Bull Talk, things like that. We're going to do some of the episodes that kind of mirror some of that. So then you can hear something from David, read it in a blog, but then also hear a podcast version of it as well. So you're getting hit with 3 different ways on the same information. So hopefully through those different vehicles, you can understand it and then really apply it if needed. And as always, we try and have no jargon, but it gets hard because you do get comfortable with some of the language. And this morning we had to call a jargon violation on one of our administrators because she was using some jargon.
Yeah, I don't even at this point remember what the words were that she was saying, but it was it was definitely like when the advisors stop and turn to the administrator and go, what?
What are you talking about?
Did you just say?
See, it's not just someone who's not in the business as well. It's you start using terminology and it's a fish out of water. Like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? Okay, so we want to get you back to your January 1 so you can continue nursing your hangover or making your goals list or eating your black-eyed peas. So whether you're starting 2026 with a plan or you're just starting with coffee, we're here to help. We always always mean that. Again, just a plug about who we are. We are Pickler Wealth Advisors. We have a law firm. We have an accounting firm. So we really kind of have all the different elements you could possibly need: an advisor, an attorney, an accountant. If nothing else, in 2026, it's important to have your partners in a line. If you ever wanted to have any of our services, then all the different organizations have options for you to have a complimentary conversation just to kind of hear what we could do to help you, how we could help you solve your problems and deliver solutions for each of you. So if you'd like to, you can send us your one word for 2026, and we may do a fun little marketing plug on kind of the different words everyone has.
Yeah, stick around for the end of the episode. I'll tell you where you can send us those words, but a single word to describe what you think is coming for 2026, maybe? Or I guess you could also give us a word for how you feel like 2025 went. And then, think about what is your favorite version of Auld Lang Syne, if you have one. Mine is by a band that I will not name that I really love. There's a version of it with words that I really like. There's a version of it by Kenny G. So if you're into that soprano sax kind of smooth jazz, then maybe you'll dig Kenny G's version. I almost always personally think of Auld Lang Syne in terms of movie scenes where I've seen it sung.
Yeah, I was just to say, I have on my phone the one by Leah Michelle from from New Year's Eve, the movie.
Yeah, I always think of when everybody starts singing it in the scene in honor of Rob Reiner, when Harry met Sally.
Oh, yeah.
Where he confesses his love to her and says, she's like, you can't do this. You can't come to me and talk about how you love me, just because you're feeling lonely. And he says, I'm not feeling lonely. When you realize that you love someone and you want to spend the rest of your life with them, you want to start that as soon as possible, or something like that is what he says to her. And it's in the background. I think you can hear people singing that New Year's song. So
it's a powerful song. It's in the Sex and the City movie, and for a powerful moment. But wouldn't our lives be interesting if we had the soundtrack that goes with it?
Absolutely. I don't walk around with music in my head. If I did, I would probably be singing nonstop, because whenever there is a song in my head, I am singing it out loud. But I don't generally walk around with music in my head, but I've always thought it would be fun if I had just a constant barrage of background music playing at all times.
I think it'd be fun.
Make life so much more fun.
Yeah. Then you would really know somebody's mood and oh, this is supposed to be the intense moment, or this is not. But I have found that in the past couple of months, I was someone who would, as soon as I got in my car, if it was silent or if I was in the car with somebody and the radio was not on, I would lose my mind. I'm like, it's too quiet. Turn on the radio. And now I keep finding myself in the car, and if I don't have the babies or don't have anybody with me, it's just silent. And I don't realize it until I've been in there for a while, and I'm like, oh, I'm really embracing quiet time right now, which is so bizarre to me.
Not to go too deep into my own personal quirks and psyche and so forth, but I tend to not mind music being on in the car if it is not so loud that I can still hear people talking, because music is one of those things that very quickly drowns out my ability to hear what you're saying if you're speaking. Whether you're talking to me or just talking in general, music will make it so that I can't hear very fast if it's turned up too loud. And usually when I'm in the car, I'm listening to an audiobook. So unless I make a special effort to find something to turn on when I have a passenger in the car, more often than not, I'll just turn off the audiobook, which means we're riding in silence. So, there are people who remember when they used to not have cell phones, and so they would love driving in the car for a long time because it meant that nobody could call them because there was no such thing as a cell phone.
Yeah.
There are all sorts of stories about how car time used to be your peace time, and now you've got phone and radio and satellite and
overstimulation,
Apple CarPlay, and you've got kids and they've got TVs. Everything's just going on all at once, and it can be just as hectic as any other time in your life. So maybe if you're driving somewhere today, you turn off everything. If it's not too cold outside, roll down the window and just enjoy the fact that you've got a new year ahead of you, and what is past is past. That's my bullseye. I wish we could have a horn here, but no. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's the closing bell. You've made it to the end of yet another episode of the BullCast podcast. If you liked what you heard and you'd like to hear more, please feel free to go to your favorite subscription service and sign up to have our podcast delivered directly to your device every single Thursday at noon. If you'd like to find out more about Cortland, Katie, Cameron, or Nicole, please feel free to go to our website. That website is bullcastpodcast.com. We've got bios up there, we've got pictures, and we've got a place where you can drop a comment or suggest a topic you'd like to hear us talk more about. But hey, I mentioned pictures. We do have an Instagram handle where you can find more pictures. That Instagram handle is at BullCast Podcast. We also have an X handle, which is also at BullCast Podcast. And finally, we have a Facebook page, which is BullCast the Podcast. Check us out there. I also mentioned that you could drop a word to us describing 2026. If you want to drop it as a comment on our website, drop it as a comment on our X handle, or drop it as a comment on our Facebook page. We'd be happy for you to. But as I have said so many times before, I do like to take this opportunity to mention where we work, which is Pickler Wealth Advisors. So if you'd like to find out more about us, find out about more about what we can do, find out about what we can do for you, find out about our amazing team, or find out about our boss, David Pickler, please feel free to go to that website, picklerwealthadvisors.com.
That's advisors with an O.
Not an E. Ladies and gentlemen, we have given you everything you need to go out and have a happy new year. So for now, I'm Court.
I'm Katie.
And we're done.